You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
The Heralds are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. Free 99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Blank screen. The Heralds are back. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Batter Heralds podcast. I am your host, Chris Duran, and alongside me, I do not have anybody just at the moment, but we will have somebody coming in shortly. Yes, Mr. Krabs, the Heralds are fully back, and Darsh, look, you're kind of greedy. We're getting greedy. We needed a hat trick. It would have been nice, and it looked like he was on sides. To me, it looked like he was onside. Thank you so much, Danny. My microphone has been kind of on the fritz. Let's go ahead and fix that. I think we should be good to go. Thank you, Danny. Hola, mi gente, to 111 Gold. Listen, this was a fun win. This was a fun win. I'm sure everybody was kind of pissed in the beginning because of the simple fact that we got scored on within a couple minutes of the game. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure no one was nervous in terms of what the outcome was going to be for this game. And Umi, that's a good way of putting it. Umi here in the chat saying we heating up. It's the first game back. So it's the first game back after the Club World Cup. So I think, honestly, it would have worked out. Obviously, getting a win against one of the worst teams. So it is. Does my microphone still sound bad, Esteban? Is that what you guys are telling me? Does my microphone sound bad? Oh, I think. Let's see. Oof, this is not good. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, my mic is not acting well right now. I'm going to have to connect another cable, but I'm not going to do that in the meantime, in between time. Well, you know what? Perfect timing. Our guest has finally shown up, the fam. Let's say what's up to Xavier Lagos. What's up, Xavier?
What's up, guys?
I fixed the microphone for a second. What'd you think about the game? Well, what are your general thoughts of the game?
I mean, it ended how it needed to end, right? We needed for them to come back from the FIFA Club World Cup, showing a good display and winning that game like that, at least 4-1. I thought it started a little bit slow. I thought they didn't seem like super motivated at the beginning, and then a rare mistake by Messi and I'm not even giving it to him 100% because on that pass back, I think that Aviles, I don't like to pick on him. But he should be aware that he needs to move away from the defender because he was basically right behind the defender, and that's where Messi was giving the ball off into the space. He needed to move more that way. But it was a bad pass by Messi, and that triggered him, right? He scored those fantastic goals and the assist to Allende. So he more than made up for that mistake. But I give Aviles some of the fault on that play.
Well, I mean, the game, you can hear me, right?
Absolutely. It sounds a little weird, but I can hear you.
Well, I mean, the game, in the beginning of the game, it was kind of sucky to see that we got scored on so quickly. But at the same time, it was Montreal. So, were you nervous at that point?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think we said like a 4-1 or something like that before. I don't know, but this is more or less the scoreline that I expected. I wasn't nervous. I expect for any team that plays into Miami and MLS to come out and try to give their best game, because that's just the way it is when you're playing against Messi. Everybody's coming with their A game, but still, no. After that rare mistake, I wasn't worried. But what worried me is if there wasn't a response, and especially after they responded rather quickly. And let me tell you something. The quality of the goals today, the quality of the goals that were scored, because each goal was beautiful. I mean, Allende's shot was a nice shot. Messi's freaking dribble into the box, the first one, and then the second one where he cuts, goes in. It looks like he takes like 6 guys on and then just finishes with fury into the net. I mean, there were some high quality goals, and so that makes me happy. And the defense was pretty solid. Overall, it was pretty solid. The only one that worried me a little bit was you're not gonna believe it's Busquets. He's doing the same thing that he's been doing for the season, which is like he'll try to cover the ball, and if he loses it, he thinks he's gonna get an automatic foul called, and like just stands there. So there was a breakaway with that. Luckily, it didn't end in a goal like it did in the FIFA. But that's the only thing that worries me. But overall, I mean, he's still a stud. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he needs. I tweeted that out. Maybe he needs to rest. He needs to rest a little bit. And remember, we had talked about having Redondo play with Allende and Busquets and Kremaski. So maybe this would have been a good game for that. But I'm not picking on the guy, but because he's a master, but he's a little slow this season.
Well, we'll get into the starting lineup in a little bit. But as far as that, like let's break it down little by little here. So let's go. I'm going to switch sides here just so people don't get freaked out since my microphone isn't working as well. As far as the atmosphere is concerned, right? In the beginning of the game, you saw that the stadium was pretty packed. Now, not only was it pretty packed, but you could tell that a lot of people did go to see Messi. I mean, everywhere. I did see Montreal show out. Yeah, I mean, everywhere. I did see Montreal
everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes, they're gonna go. A lot of people are gonna go to see him. There's few stadiums in MLS, few that are like hardcore fans that hate Miami. That it's gonna be like mostly, and they're gonna crowd out, the noise for the Miami fans. But anywhere he goes, they're gonna see Messi. Even in this stadium, you get a lot of people that go to Messi. It's the forever banter that we have, all the hardcore fans and then the casuals, blah 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 blah, whatever. Even in this stadium, you get a lot of people just show up to go see him. And can you blame them?
Yeah.
Look. I mean, look. He's in the latter years. He's in the twilight years, right? And look at the things that he's doing. Look what he did. And MLS showed that MLS is not. They showed in the tournament. MLS is not a joke either. It's not a joke league. There's competitive physically. It's very competitive for a guy his age. He's just extraordinary. I don't know what other magnifique. He was magnifique over there in Montreal. It's crazy. It's crazy to see the things that he can still do at that age, right? Oh no, you're on mute. Now it's not the microphone, it's you, brother. You're on mute.
Let's talk a little bit about the starting 11, right? So I'm going to bring up the starting 11 here, right? So here we have the starting 11 for today. We have Ustari in the back playing goalie. We got the back four with Alba making the start, along with Falcon and Aviles as the center backs. Chelo Weigand playing the right back. Segovia in the left mid, I guess. Busquets and Kremaki playing sort of a double pivot. And then you have Allende in the right mid. And then at the two top, you have Suarez and Messi. When you saw this as the starting lineup, what were you thinking? I mean, we had questions, right? Was Messi going to be there? Was the big four going to be there?
I didn't. It's those are the questions that's like the media trying to create storylines and headlines and stuff. If the guys, you have to see, his career, his trajectory, his personality, his competitiveness. Yeah. This guy, if he's not injured, he's going to play. Remember when they used to say, "Oh, he's not going to play in the turf or this or that." When he's not injured, he's going to play. He wants to play. These guys, and they want to play too much. To me, remember, I'm the one that's always saying they need to rest these guys towards the end of the season. He's always going to want to play. Busquets, to me right now, looks tired legs. He looks like he has tired legs. He needs to get a break. But I'm not the coach. Suarez didn't have a great game. He was pretty blah. And if his name wasn't Luis Suarez, he would have got subbed off, right? And he's a legend. But I have to say what I see. And I think he should have been at the 65th, 70th minute, maybe given, the young guy a little more of a chance. Still, they won 4-1, right? It's fantastic what they did. But two of the four Barca legends were like up to par for what their greatness is.
Well, I like this starting lineup here. This is a
Yeah.
starting lineup, and especially seeing how it sort of played out strategically, where you had Segovia and Kremaki pushing up a little higher than Busquets. So that was nice to see. I saw Busquets working very well with Kremaki in the game. So this starting 11, I was completely good with, and especially considering Falcon and Aviles, they played, pretty safe but good defense throughout the game.
Falcon had a very good game again. I think he had a very good game again.
Yes.
And Aviles wasn't bad. I obviously I think more. I expect more of him. I'm very critical of him because I think he has the ability. And it comes back to me. It reminds me of the playoffs when it was at Atlanta. He was the only one that could stay one-on-one with their quick, forwards and wingers and actually, defend and take the ball away. So he has the skill set. It's just sometimes he's just I don't know what it is for this guy, but he hasn't put it together, and he needs to put it together. He's not he's been here 3 seasons already. He's got to put it together.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the game and how it panned out, right? I honestly thought that this was going to be a slacking, and it ended up being a slacking. And look, Sailor Masterclass by Josue. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that we would have had Sailor and Bryce Duke on the pitch at the same time?
Buddy, old school. Yeah, no. When I saw Sailor going into the middle, and you look at him, he looks like he's like 7 feet tall next to everybody else. It makes you realize how short our center backs are, right? It's like, damn, that's the center back size. Now he needs to put everything else together. I don't think he's terrible because I still remember him with the Phil Neville years, but everybody has him for a meme now. I don't know why, but hopefully he gets a little more time. You need depth. You need some, you need some quality out there. Even if he doesn't get a lot of time, he needs to show that he's a good player.
There's people that are asking about the Discord link. We're going to put that in the YouTube, I guess the extra or the info on the bottom. So we'll put that there. But I have this question that comes up way too often. And Anonymous says, why doesn't Mascherano at least give Obando 5 minutes? I think that there is a huge gap in between Luis Suarez and Obando. And I think that there's too large enough of a gap that he's not going to play him if he doesn't have to. Am I wrong for saying that?
You're not wrong, especially if we're talking about the trajectory and the career. He's just 18-year-old kid starting out. But as far as maybe giving him an opportunity to come in, especially in a game like this, if you got it, 3-1 for 1, and he's not having his best game, you could give him a chance. But I understand Mascherano because Mascherano was a former elite player, and he played with these guys, and he knows the type of player Suarez that he might be having a terrible game, and then by mistake he scored 2 goals. Like that's the confidence that these guys have in these type of players. They know that they're masters of this game. So he's playing terrible, and he still has that confidence in him. I understand. I personally want him to be subbed off just to save those tires, to have a little less thread as they go deep into the season. But looks physically good. Yeah, he's definitely physically good. He's a big, strong kid. He's pretty fast, and he's looked a little bit better the few times that he's played. But the Mash is a coach. Whatever he decides, that's it. Simple as that.
So let's talk about the game. We're watching the game. Game starts. 2 minutes later, you see Messi come back for a ball, dish a pass, turn it over, and Prince Owusu takes full advantage and puts it right past Ustadi.
He loves playing against Inter Miami.
Oh yeah, no, he scores.
He always has a good game against us.
Yes. Now, what did you think at that point? We got scored on within the first 2 minutes, crushing. I mean, I saw some of the defenders. They're like, "Bring that ball back! Bring that ball back!" Because they knew it's like this is not it. They knew it was going to be a comeback.
What did I think at the moment? I was like, okay, I'm watching a rare occurrence. I might not see this ever again in Messi's career. So I was like, okay, he is human. He's not a robot. He's I forgot that even happened. Of course, right after those 2 magnificent goals and the assist, I didn't think much of it. Okay, they scored. I thought we were going to score 4 on them. I I don't remember if I said 4-1 but we all said that this should be a game where when they come back and they need to dominate this team particularly. It's not they're going to score 4 on everybody and destroy everybody, but they needed to come in from FIFA Club World Cup and say, okay, we're back, boom, and set the tone immediately the way they did. It was a slow start overall, not just because of that play, but it looked like they were a little bit off, getting way back in, and that kind of may have been a little bit of a spark. It definitely was a spark for Messi because he took it to another level after that. But it didn't faze me. I said, okay, there's so much time left, and if he would have done that, it's 90th minute, I would have been like, oh crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good thing is throughout the game between then and when we first scored at the 33rd minute, we were attacking. And the thing is that we were doing well in the attack, and you can tell that Montreal were panicking every time on the defensive third of their team, right? When we were on our on our final third, they were nervous the whole time. So at some point, I knew that they were going to cough it up, and they did. And Messi ended up finding Allende with a beautiful pass, right? Gets him sort of at the top of the box. Allende turns it to his left, which is typically unorthodox. He's okay with shooting from the outside on his right, but he turns it to his left and puts it on the near post right under the goalkeeper. Now, before we talk about that goal, you want to know what bothered me about the goal that was scored against us is the fact that this goal could have been stopped by Ustadi. It rolled right up under him. It was right up under his legs. I felt like he could have been able to stop it. I just wanted to mention that. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
I'm not gonna go after my guy Super Ustadi. Now, look, I'm even saying Super because the Super I only use for Drake Tyler, Super Drake. I'm not gonna go after him after that wonderful Club World Cup that he had for the team, and he was fantastic. He's good. He's good. He makes a few stops, and I'm not gonna go. The guy's shown that he's good. He's good.
Allende ends up showing that he's good as well. Puts it near side post, gets it right up under this garbage ass goalie that the commentators at some point called Noor or this guy Newer, this goalkeeper out in Europe or whatever. Like comparing this guy Sarah, he's like the most garbage. He's like top 5 most garbage goalkeeper in the whole league. I just want to put that out there.
Wow, you're on fire today, trashing everybody, literally trashing everybody.
Yeah, literally. Listen, I was gonna put another top 5 online, but I'll put that later. But I think that
great goal by Allende. Great goal by Allende.
Yes.
And what's spectacular is the fact that we know he's very good with it on his right side, right? He shoots very well with his right foot. He put it and he finished with his left. And that's what I've always asked, me personally, of like my attacking players. I get pissed when just play recreational. But when you have a forward that can only shoot with his right or can only shoot rarely with his left, because you don't have too many up front with his left, but they only use one leg. And like if the ball's there and the goal's there and they got to turn their bodies or they got to do some weird shit you got it, you got the momentum, shoot it. And that's what he did. And he's showing the class. He's showing why he was taken as a young guy to Europe. And that's one of the things I expected when he got here, even though we didn't know much of him. When you saw some of his game, his speed, his size, his ability, it's starting to show. And it looks like he's growing from that Club World Cup where, it was great. And this is part of the good news coming from that is the confidence and the like next level that some of these guys are getting into, right? So he's coming like very. I played against PSG. I played against these scrubs. Boom, toma. So that's good. We need him to step up more, while Lucho is a little bit mid right now. Because when Lucho steps up and he steps up, and then we have everybody that we're going to be something to reckon with in MLS.
Well, I think one of the key things is that you need the contribution from players like Allende and like Segovia. Like that is key for the remainder of this season and into the postseason. And that's something that we were able to pick up from some other players last season that helped us a ton. Now, after that goal ended up happening in the 33rd minute, there was just more goals onto more goals, right? On the 40th minute, Messi gets a beautiful goal as well And I wish I could be able to show this because he's literally creeping in between so many people in the box, keeping the ball so close to him, around so many defenders. I mean, the class on this man, I mean, his level is just above and beyond everybody else, right?
There's
Left-footed,
no doubt.
puts it right past the goalkeeper.
He comes in with the ball. It's like he's doing ballet, right? He's doing ballet, and everybody else is doing reggaeton or whatever. So he comes in there. He's so smooth. He's doing his thing. They're all there. The ball's right there. It's at his foot, and they can't get to it. They can't get to it. He moves, and then what happens? The setup is like, oh crap, bam! And you've seen that movie a million times, and you know it's coming. And the worst thing is that poor kid Alvarez, like that was his, that was his side, and like he made him dance. He turned, he made him, and it's crazy. And he's 38. He's 38 years old. Imagine if poor Alvarez had to face Messi at 18, 19, or 20. I'd take my cleats off and say, look, I'm going home, dude. I can't defend this guy. It's crazy. It's crazy to see that. And that's why people go and pay. And that's why the stadiums are filled, because you understand that you're seeing greatness and you might not see this again, in your lifetime. Right now, we got a guy in Barcelona. Lamine is showing he's very special too. So maybe, but right now, this is the only guy that has done it and is still doing it at this age. That goal was fantastic. I mean, what can you say? He goes into the box, penetrates, gets deep into there, and then just blast it. Fantastic.
Well, and Pace Hunter's mentioning here talk about this.
That's what he does when we've talked about that, right? When he's not on, that's why he doesn't get taken off, because he does those things. He makes those passes. He does the little plays it's winning. Like if the Miami Heat culture, the winning plays, he does the winning plays. That's why he doesn't come off. Yes. That's why they don't, they don't play Bando as much. And I'm sure they will at some point. Hopefully our guy doesn't get hurt. But
you're never going to see Obando make that kind of play.
Not yet. He's not ready for that.
Obando's he's not like a mind like these guys.
No, you're talking about generational player. He's a generational player. He's one of the best forwards of his generation. And that's not overdoing it or making shit up. No, he is one of the best forwards of his generation. And it's for a reason. And now that he's lacking his speed, he has issues with his knees. He's doing it in many other ways. He's always been a good assist guy, and now he's focused more. He holds up the ball. He touches. He makes his mistakes like nobody gets more pissed than he does. If you see him during the game when he does something that he normally in his career would never do, he's so frustrated, but he's so competitive. So this is another guy. This is probably another reason why you don't take him out. He's like he's a leader in there. He's competitive. He's moving.
He's a brain.
Yeah, he's a player.
When you play with someone with that much knowledge, with that much sort of it literally is a mind in terms of the knowledge that they know. They see things happen before other players see them happen. They're predicting things. I mean, there was a play that I saw where they passed it to him from far. He saw a player coming from the left, like a point guard in basketball, headed it over and had the man wide open. So, I mean, it was beautiful. Now, we end the half 2-1. I mean, you're not worried at this point. We're winning 2-1, right?
Right. Nah.
We were good to go. We come out cocky, a little late to the party, just like, like any other Miami person.
Superstars. Like, when you go to a concert, the superstars, you always got to be late. You can't show up on time.
No, you're not showing up on time. You're coming in a couple minutes late, a couple hours late. They get onto the pitch, and minutes later, and we're talking about in the 60th minute, Telasco Segovia puts up a sexy-ass shot, literally right over every player and the goalie. Top bins. I mean,
bangers only. He scores bangers only, dude.
Yeah,
it's amazing how he gets it. Does a little touch, 1, 2, bye, boom, and then just bombs it over. the goalie does the beautiful dive for the picture, because that's just for the picture.
Of
He
course.
goes like this, the ball goes over, top bin, kill that spider that was making that spider web right there in the corner got crushed, and what can you say about this kid? He's getting up. His level's improving too. What has he done? He gets the midfield too, because Messi controls. Everybody looks for Messi, but when Messi's crowded and the ball needs to get moved, Golasco, so go ahead, hit the like button from your mic.
Well, we'll bring up that super slam right here by Rick A.
That's beautiful.
He ends up getting the.
Look, so it's funny, man. You guys got all that equipment, your mics and all that stuff. I have the little thing, and I'm clear though. I don't know what's going on with that, but
look at that. And I got a microphone here for you and everything.
No. I don't even know if you or
I
Danny
got this one for you.
If you or Danny let me have a mic, I might not accept it. I might not accept it.
My God.
I might not accept it, dude. So you guys all have faulty mics, dude. I'd rather have somebody from the audience like mail it to me or something. I need is a shirt. What I need is a shirt that I've been waiting for. Sure, guys, I've been waiting for a shirt from Danny for like 10 years already now. It feels like 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, and here it is right here. Rick A is sending us $1.99 for Golasco Segovia. Hit the like button for new microphones. The first new microphone we're getting is not for me. It's not for Danny. It's going to be for Xavier, okay? Along with a shirt.
Hopefully it's not a Timu, not the Timu that you guys use. Let's get it from
No.
Is Radio Shack still around? No.
You know what's funny is I actually just saw a video of business. As a side note, I watch a business channel on YouTube, and they were talking about the decline of Radio Shack. Probably something that a lot of people wouldn't expect me to be watching, but I do. Just so you guys know, check it out. It's The Company Man. Not to pump anybody's YouTube up, but that's a really good channel, The Company Man.
Oh, Company Man. I'm going to check it out. I like it.
Yeah. We got another super slam by Cringe here.
You know what, guys? Let's do the slams. And with those slams, I'll buy a shirt from Daniel Granada. So I'm going to have to end up buying a shirt.
He says, Cringe says, at Xavier, you're not getting that shirt. So, I mean, look, Segovia with a beautiful goal.
Segolazo. Segovia with the Segolazo. Wow. All the goals were beautiful today, and that's what you want. You play beautiful, you go, you score beautiful goals, you entertain. Are you not entertained? This is what we expected from the team. Yeah, don't get too excited because it's Montreal. But it's a statement coming back because we had said it in Las Garras in the Spanish show. This is a trap game. This is a game where sometimes you come back, you so much emotion was spent in that tournament, and then you might be a little bit drained. But no, these guys came out in this, and picked it up after a little bit, and they showed, hey, we're the class right now, and we're back. The boys are back.
Well, and Anonymous is saying, buy him a microphone from Ño Que Barato. I might have to go there because I mean, at the time,
right on the corner, right by Okeechobee. Yeah, I know. I know where Ño Que Barato. And give me a guayabera while you're at it, dude. Let's get some battered herons guayaberas.
We should. I'm going to talk to Danny about that. The last goal of the night happened to be none other than, again, Lionel Messi. And this was at the 62nd minute, just a couple minutes after Velasco Segovia got his. Messi said, nah, I'm going to take the goal of the night. Literally is running to his left. He shifts one way, shifts another way, loses defenders. And again, puts it right past Sarah, which happens to be, quote unquote, the greatest goalkeeper of all time.
His feet, like the ball stays right. They're going to have to check. There's a magnet in the ball, and there's a magnet on his shoe, right? Because it stays right on his foot. But I don't know if when he was going in, he went, he went to his right, and then in like a centimeter, I don't know how he did. He switched direction, and the defender went, and that's when he went back in, and then the ball stayed at his foot. A guy hit the ball and kept going forward, and then the ball ends up perfectly for him to just destroy the goalie because he had no chance. Like if the ball would have hit the goalie in the face, it would have hit him in the face and taken him into the goal. Like that's how hard he hit it. So it was fantastic. Somebody said I quoted a GIF. I don't remember which quote. Let me know which one it was. But I was just stuff that comes from the top of my head. I've probably seen it somewhere, or maybe they quoted me.
Quite possibly, guys. Come on. So later on, Bryce Duke ends up coming into the game.
My guy.
I have to mention that, guys.
The Duke of Las Olas. The Duke. My only interview that one of the interviews that I was granted, it was I did an interview with Bryce Duke. It's in Lemon City Live somewhere in the archives.
Check it out. No, I saw it. It was a really good interview. It was
The
really
Duke of Las Olas. That's what I used to call him.
So David Martinez comes in. So we're staying with him, right?
Yeah, there was rumors. The rumors of his demise with Inter Miami were greatly exaggerated. Here, now I'm quoting now. Oh, are you not entertained? Yes, from the movie.
Is this true, Soccer Daddy? Duke and Sailor exchange shirts? No way.
They should. No they were probably great friends when they were here.
They were around they were together on the same team.
Yeah, you two young guys coming in, in South Florida, no picky pani. So let's see what's going on. Let's talk.
I mean, would you expect that because Duke is a 10 that he'd trade jerseys with our 10?
That
wouldn't have happened.
You
only played like 12, 14 minutes.
Well, but Bryce, the only problem with Messi's shirt will fit him probably better because Ryan's shirt is going to be like a pajama for Bryce. It's going to be like a shirt.
Well, after that happened, David Martinez comes in for Toto Aviles. Federico Redondo comes in for Ben Krem. Baltasar Rodriguez comes in, doesn't get injured. So that's a celebration, right?
That's a plus.
Yes, that's a plus. Fafa comes in. You guys have been asking for minutes. You get your Fafa minutes.
He put some work. He put some effort in there. He was going after people, going after the ball. Put some work in.
And then for those of you that are asking, like Ninetail, why still not getting game time use tall, you can really help with set pieces, which, I mean, yeah, you can see that. He finally got his minutes. And David Martinez finishes with a yellow card. And game is over. 4-1. Our and your Inter Miami win their first game back from Club World Cup. I like obscure players, Mr. Krabs. That's my obsession. Okay. That's why I like Emerson Rodriguez and
he roots for the underdog. He roots for the underdog. His favorite superhero is Captain Underpants.
Yeah, and you know what? Underdog too. Rocky and Bullwinkle. I liked Rocky as well. I mean, I like underdogs. Okay, so standouts, que penas, and man of the match. Okay, who out of the and you know what? I feel like we're not gonna have a que pena this game.
Very
let's
tough.
Let's just go through it anyway. Let's not do man of the match other than Messi. We'll leave that for last.
Yeah, Messi. We're not going to count Messi because he's always the man of the match. But today, as far as the game, who stood out? Man, it was a couple.
Give me like one or two.
Does it have to be one?
No, give me like one or two.
Obviously, Segovia, I think, had a good match. He helps with the flow, the tempo, and the midfield. He takes pressure off Messi, and then he scores the banger. But I really liked Falcon. I think he had a good game. I think he was solid again on defense. He Prince a couple times that he got the ball, he wouldn't let him turn, and he whacked him a few times like a good Uruguayan player does to say, hey, I'm here. You're gonna get through here. It's gonna cost you. I thought, and I think he's become the leader. Not hard to do, but he's become the leader back there with La Garra and what he shows, and he's playing at a good level. So I thought Segovia and Falcon. We're not going to talk Messi. I think those two guys had a really good games.
Well, and look, Allende is being mentioned. Standout Allende,
of course.
Ben Krem and Segovia. Falcon stood out on defense. I mean, listen,
all of those have strong games.
We're getting a lot of different names.
Which is good, right? Which is good because you want the team to support. You don't just want the 4 Barca viejitos, the legends, to have to carry, right? And we said it from the past. As far as this team is going to go is how much the other guys, the supporting cast, step up and help these guys. right? Because you can't do it alone. You can't just those 4 guys can't do everything for everybody. So if the other guys step up and play at a high level, this team is going to be very hard to beat. And Ben Kremaski is one of the guys that I've said has a very high ceiling, and I've seen him sometimes on Twitter and like and some of the reporters and people like kind of like downplaying him a little bit, and say that he's not so good. I think he's a very good player. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you my standouts. My standouts, I'm going to go with 2 here. One of my standouts is I got Benjamin Kremaki as a standout.
Okay. Nice, yeah.
He stood out because he worked very well with Busquets, pushed basically, essentially from box to box, right? Yeah. He would help defensively, push up and help offensively. So he was someone that to me was one of the most critical players on the pitch. Absolutely. And the other one I'm gonna go with is I'm gonna go with Segovia. Segovia is the player that I'm going to say was a standout to me as well.
Young midfielder.
He took his opportunity when he had the opportunity to do so. He played well with the center mids and that was on the pitch with him. So to me, Segovia gets my other standout. As far as que penas, who would you say is...
The only que pena I would say, just to have to say somebody, will be Baltasar. He comes in, but you really didn't even know if he was in the game or not. At least I did. I didn't really. No, and I'm not saying that he's caca. I think it's costing him, and it's getting hard for him to get into the team, into the flow for some reason. So he's working, but he's getting opportunities, right? He's played more minutes than Ryan Sailor, so he's getting opportunities. He's getting opportunities, and hopefully we need it for this team, for him to show the quality that supposedly he has, and that's why they brought him here.
And Rob is saying Benji, second worst player behind Boosie and Suarez. I'm crying. Chris has no idea what impact is.
But second worst player behind Boosie and Suarez?
He's probably looking at the websites, what is it, FUTMob and SofaScore, where you're getting all of these scores and stuff like that.
Oh, can you pull it up? I haven't looked at it. I don't know what the...
I'm going to pull it up now.
I don't think he would be one of the lowest ones.
Well, I'm going to look it up now. So I'll put Inter Miami. Let's see. So, we'll do
Look here. They said it. Look, it says it right. This guy really got it on target. Chris's mic gets que pena. That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, look, my oldest daughter broke the cable on my microphone, and she didn't tell me, and then I tell her, hey, you broke it. And she's like, oh, sorry, and that's all I get. So there's that.
That's the way that goes.
Yeah, it's typically how it goes. So sorry. As far as Ben Krem, to see what I'm seeing here, guys, when we were playing, and you see this in the first quarter, and a little bit in the second. You have Segovia and you have Benjamin Kremaki pushing up ahead of Busquets, pushing, high pressing sort of, so that way they can disrupt the players on Montreal from making comfortable passes. Then running back on defense to be able to assist when they start getting near their final third.
He's the motor of the team. Imagine having him and Yannick together. Now you lose a little bit of the creativity, but they cover so much ground, dude. That it's incredible.
But Rob, I just want to mention something. I'm not saying that like Ben Krem was the greatest player on the whole pitch. I'm just saying that he was a person that stood out. And I don't know how much he scored here. Look, I'm looking at SofaScore right now, and he scored a 6.9. He wasn't the worst. He wasn't the second worst. He wasn't the third worst.
Well, that's a 6.9 is pretty solid, brother.
Jordi Alba scored lower than him, buddy. So, like, ball knowledge, you can suck on my balls, really. I mean,
wow. So we give a que pena to Rob.
Give a que pena. And you know what's funny is I was going to bring a Rob comment up because I thought that this was a good comment. But because Rob says I got no ball knowledge.
Oh, he's not running like a headless. No, he's not. That I don't think that's a fair headless chicken. No. He's not like that. I mean, he runs all over the place defending. He forces people into turnovers. He's on top. He bugs people when they have the ball. And then when he has the ball, he was able to touch and move around cleanly. I don't see the game that you saw. I think he had a pretty clean game, and he's one of those underrated. I would say underrated and underappreciated players that the stats don't say what he does on the pitch. He does dirty work. He does things that are necessary for Messi and some of the other guys to thrive. He runs for some of these other guys, and I think he's been solid and he's been better on the attack. So I think he's all right. They robbed Messi of a high kick. Was he off by a little bit? Was he off by a little bit, or was
he looked like he was on.
The right back for them was like right on with him, right? I think on that play they were pretty even, but they didn't go check it right.
Before I give you my que pena of the match, Rob is saying he's a standout because he was running off ball like a headless chicken. No, but you were giving props to Segovia earlier. You, Rob, were giving props to Segovia earlier, and he essentially contributed in the same fashion but had a goal. So I don't understand how, if they're both doing the same task, how can one be given props and the other one just be a guy with his head down?
I'll tell you one of the reasons that's possible.
And this is true, Rob. Very true.
It's a perception. Segovia looks a little smoother when he has the ball. He looks cleaner.
Of course.
And so when Krem has the ball,
100%.
Yes, Segovia can actually control and pass, brother.
100%. I don't disagree with that.
He looks a little more awkward, but he's still pretty good with the ball. So I think you're thinking, Rob, of Krem coming up a year or two ago. I think he's at a different place now, and he's only going to continue to improve. So he's a good player. There's a lot of teams looking at him, and that's why he plays on the U20 national team. That's why he's been called, for national team play. So he's not a bad player. He's not at all.
And listen, Rob, we've always been harsh on Ben Krem because we expect also better from him as well. He's a little lead-footed, but today's game he played pretty well. Now, as far as who gets my que pena of the match, to me,
who is it?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to listen. For as much as he contributes off the ball,
I'm curious now.
For as much as he contributes with assists, for as much as he contributes with his mind, Luis Suarez.
He's a caca.
He was in this game, but he still does,
Bad. But there was like 2 or 3 opportunities. There was a cross by Allende that landed literally at his toes. And he couldn't be able to muster any striking force behind it, whether his footing was off or whatever.
I think he got caught under him. I think he kind of like got. Was it the one where they crossed it and the defender was in front and like kind of blurred his vision? It landed
he
right on.
Kind of stuttered. Yep. Yes.
And he had like 2 chances. He had 2 chances on that play. The first one, and then the ball stayed.
I mean, look, he's a great player, but he's a great player for a reason. And I kind of expected him to put the ball in the back of the net. I didn't get the ball in the back of the net.
And he does too.
Now, man of the match other than Messi. Now, before we get to the man of the match other than Messi, Messi is Messi. He was robbed of a hat trick. The goals that he had were incredible, and it was all him that basically did that. He was the most creative player on the pitch, going through players like Swiss cheese. What kind of commentary can you give for Messi?
Wow, those guys that were doing the commentary, like the guy was like, "Oh, he's magnifique," and they were really glowing with. But anything that he does on the pitch now, you distinguish. You see the difference of what you were saying, the mental. They see the play before it develops. They see the gaps, the spaces, the balls thrown into a space, and then you see the guy running in perfectly. You're like, oh, okay, that's what he meant. And when he turns, he gets the ball, gets out of a tight jam, fakes one way, makes a turn, turns completely. He does a 180, and he's off to the races. When he gets the ball and does a little move where he just throws the defender off, and you're thinking, this is at 38. He's lost a step, and he still accelerates at such a high rate. So imagine when he was at his prime, the poor defenders having to get him one-on-one. I mean, even remember Sergio Ramos. I remember the Real Madrid games. Sergio Ramos is not a joke, and he would, leave him in the dust sometimes. So it's we're seeing royalty, football royalty. We're seeing king of football playing for us, and it's fantastic, and it has to be enjoyed. And then he's doing this with players like Kremaski, who Rob thinks is terrible, and he's doing this with other players, and he's bringing their level up. Robbed of that hat, he deserved it. Those 2 goals were high quality, high skill goals to just go in there and just go through the defense. Messi earned his paycheck tonight. He earns it, I think, most nights. Rarely does he not. I mean, he does a little walk and stuff, but he was moving. He was moving. He is the man. He is the man. He is the reason why that stadium's being built over there in Miami, and that's why he's gonna stay here for next year. So cut that out already.
So I'll give you who I think is my man of the match, other than Messi.
Who?
Other than Messi. My man of the match, other than Messi, is Allende.
Okay.
Allende is my man of the match, other than Messi. He scored, and the only reason I'm giving the tiebreaker between him and Segovia is because Allende scored the first goal, which was within a little bit of traffic, a little bit of conflict on his off foot. And he took it off the first pass. And usually he likes to have these like touches that are too long. It's unreachable. He overextends himself to try to get the shot off. But today he struck, and he struck immediately and made an impact. So Allende, yes, Allende also has been stretching the field for us, really making those those runs in behind that helps the team to be able to sort of extend the pitch a little bit. So Ustari gets my man of the match, other than Messi. Who gets yours?
Ustari or Allende?
I mean Allende. Sorry,
I'm gonna chalk that up as a mic problem. You meant to say Allende, and the mic said Ustari.
Yes.
Yeah. No, look, people agree with you, and I'm gonna pick somebody else, so we don't go with this. I mean, and it's gonna throw people off a little bit, but it's probably because I like defense. Meaning, I like to value I value what they do, because a defender makes one mistake and it could cost the game. Look, Suarez can miss 20 goals and they still won 4-1, right? So I believe Falcon had a very strong game, and I think he's the man of the match other than Messi, because he had to control Prince, and he always has strong games against Miami. He's a very good forward. I know somebody in the chat had asked if they could bring him to Miami. I would love to. That guy would score like a zillion goals here with Messi just assisting to him. But
of course.
I think Falcon did a fabulous job against him, slowing him down, not letting him be comfortable at any point. And he's the leader now. He's the leader of that squad. You have Alba there. Weigand had a decent game. He's doing well, right? But to me, Falcon is that X factor on defense, and it has made it solid. They scored 1 goal, and it was a mistake. So to me, other than Messi and other than Allende, because I'm not going to pick him, I think Falcon had a strong game, and he needs to continue to have a strong season if Miami's going to win anything.
So before we end the show here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll keep the starting lineup up here. Who do you think had the highest score that was not a goal scorer or contributor?
Okay, that was not a good. I'll go with my guy Falcon.
Maxi Falcon, surprisingly, on this website, SofaScore had a 6.3, the worst score on the pitch.
Oh shit! So I'm either off, or that AI that gives those scores, it sucks.
Yeah, I think so, because Fafa got a 6.3 as well. The 8.1 out of Ustari got the highest score. That was not a goal.
Ustari got an 8.1?
According to SofaScore.
No,
guys, am I wrong? Am I wrong for using SofaScore? Should I use FOTMob?
Yeah, I think so. Go to let's see FOTMob a second. Ustari was good, but Ustari was good, but 8.1.
So I'll go to FOTMob. And FOTMob, 6.5 is what Falcon got. Messi got a 9.3, highest score.
Man. Oh, yeah.
And Eustadi got a 7.3.
Yeah, 7
So-
shots. I understand, but 8.1. But how difficult were the shots? I mean, there was a couple of shots that were straight at him. There was one where who was it? The young guy that came in, the lefty, took like a shot straight. He had an angle to score a breakaway, and he shot it straight at Ustadi. That's a save, but it's straight at him. I mean,
what is that? Yeah, he's got that's his job.
These ratings aren't gospel. No, they're not. I mean, I
know. Look, go ahead, Xavier. Go ahead.
No, like I told you, I think Falcon had a really strong game. It's for them to say a 6.3. What is it that you can do? And goes back to my point as a defender, dude. It's like it's so difficult to be a defender. You have to be perfect. You have to be perfect, and it's hard. It's hard. Sailor.
And Steve, I know that these ratings aren't gospel, but there are people that cover games that literally use these ratings as if this was the key to all keys. Ball knowledge, supposedly,
the secret to life.
The secret to ball knowledge is on this page, supposedly. I only pull it up for shits and giggles. I really
we're gonna have to do our own page. We're gonna have to do our own page.
Yes.
Somebody put Sailor is fast. He's faster than he looks. Yeah, he is faster than he looks.
He is faster. Yeah. So, I mean, look, Alejandro saying, what's wrong with your mic, Chris? Guys, I'll figure this out after the show. My mic is messed up for some reason.
Just keep sending slams for Chris's mic, for Danny's mic, and for my shirt. Because I'm going to have to end up paying Danny, even though I'm here in the show doing this. I'm never going to get a shirt, so I need to pay him for a shirt.
So I'm just going to leave my microphone just like
the
this.
Moment. Look, they're asking you the moment of the match. Oh, man. I think the moment of the match has to be that goal, that second goal for Messi, where he goes in and like leaves 5 young guys in the dust and just slams it in. And it's like, here, I'm still the man, which is crazy.
He's a boss.
It's crazy.
He's a boss. That is, listen, the moment of the match is when he had people on skates for his second goal. That was the moment of the match. People literally on skates. And look, Steve Munoz talking about my gnocchi barato. Mike, we were just talking about gnocchi barato earlier, Steve. Yeah. We should all just go over there, meet up, you, me, Xavier.
No, what we need to do is get those guys to sponsor us. The Batter Herons. La Garza. Yeah, they need to sponsor La Garza. We got to get out there in Spanish. Gnocchi, sponsored by Gnocchi Barato. La Garza.
Maybe we might get guayaberas before you get your shirt.
For sure. I'm pretty sure, man, because I hear Danny's tough, dude. Danny's tough.
Yeah, I know. He's a tough
Batido de guanábana, yeah, delicious. But over there, when I go with to Hialeah, it's el batido mamey is good. So
batido de mamey de pinga. That's really good. That's really good. Final thoughts, Xavier.
They did what they needed to do. They did what they went there to do. They flew up there. They handled their business. $4.99. You're a big baller. They handled their business.
$4.99. Hold on.
No, we're getting
$4.99 Super Slam.
And then like and subscribe. Whoever's not subscribed, like and subscribe, and then that's awesome. Like and subscribe, and then look, where's my thing? You can follow me at XG Lavos on X. Right there, XG Lavos, and then you can see some of our stuff on Lemon City Live, www.lemoncitylive.com. You'll see some of our writings and a lot of other good stuff. Gnocchi Barato, sponsor La Garza. Good game, good way to start the second half of the season. Good vibes all around. Let's do it. They got to go. Leagues Cup, show up there, and now MLS Cup. We got several injured players. Hopefully they all come back and are ready to go, and we have a full squad, and there's no excuses. They need to continue to play at a high level and show that they are the best team in MLS.
And that's beautiful final thoughts. Simon is asking about the link. So many of you are asking for the link. Like I said, we're going to put
YouTube
the link up on the YouTube video. It's going to be down here in the description. Okay.
We're gonna need
So
cameras.
yes, that's
we're
with the
gonna need
microphone. I'm just
cameras,
showing it
monitors.
because it's not working. My cable's not working.
Yeah, we need
No, we need
cameras, we
everything
need
at this point.
microphones.
I mean, the
So
whole thing
we
is just
need
messed up.
Ñoque Barato to sponsor La Garza, and then we need Radio Shack to come back and sponsor Batter Herons.
So, guys, for those of you listening on audio, thank you guys so much for listening through Apple, Spotify, Napster, whatever it is. Make sure you put 5 stars. Make sure you put Chris get a new microphone. And for those of you that are listening live on YouTube, guys, thank you so much. And for those of you that are contributing, watching, super slamming, liking, subscribing, even if you don't like, I mean, I guess you're contributing. So much appreciated. But try to like and subscribe. It helps us a ton. And all the love is much appreciated. It really is from the bottom of my heart. We love you and thank you guys so much. And guys, we're gonna be back on Monday to do another show. We're gonna do, of course, Batter Herons, and we're gonna do Las Garzas. So guys, don't go too far, but enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until the next one, everybody, have a good one. Rest in peace for this guy right here.
Peace. Give me